I have some great court-related news now that everyone's talking about the Kennedy Center, which Donald Trump slapped his name in front of, and which is causing a purging of all culture. Around the same time that Donald Trump removed all of the board members of the Kennedy Center and renamed himself chair. He also tried to dismantle and delete certain agencies that he said were unnecessary, including the Institute for Museum and Library Services, along with the Minority Business Development Agencies, the Intercouncil Administration related to homelessness, and yeah, it's the same thing with the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, Department of Education. All of those agencies were created by Congress, given funded by Congress, and he tried to defund them. Richard Russell Vogt, who needs to be hung by his feet, and just dismantle them by just not by firing them, having Doge fire all the people that work there, and having taken away all the funding. Yeah, that's what he did. So, of course, promptly, the various different nonprofits, agencies, and organizations representing libraries and museums, and 21 states attorney generals, Democratic states attorney generals, not Republican ones, ran to court. And one of them, several of them actually won. The first was the Richard Leon, who's a George W. Bush appointee, initially restored the grants that had been revoked by the Trump administration, saying that this is $300 million worth of funding that Congress allocated. Also, he noted that the rules require that whoever's the head of that agency has experience in culture in museums and librarians. Donald Trump removed the woman who had lots of experience. It's around the same time that he fired the first Native American chair of the National Endowments for the Arts. All of those he got rid of and replaced with sycophants. So the person replaced him with is a lawyer and employment lawyer, has no experience in cultural libraries, named Richard Sutherland. And he said one of the things he's going to do is restore American greatness, American exceptionalism to the old, what some old revisionist white supremacist bullshit nonsense. And under his leadership, he just gutted the agency, fired all the people, dismantled the board. And finally, in November 20, after a preliminary injunction filed, was issued in October, Chief Judge John McConnell in Rhode Island issued a permanent injunction blocking Donald Trump from doing any further cuts and telling him to restore all of those grants, like put them back. So ordinarily, because the United States Supreme Court had said that federal district court judges are stopped from doing nationwide injunctions, Chief Judge McConnell's decision would only benefit those in the blue states, like not everybody. But fortunately, in December, earlier this month, the Institute for Museum Library Studies said they had restored all of the grants. So even if you, because otherwise, the African American Museum in Indiana, because you got a Republican, you weren't getting your money. But thankfully, they did it. It still could be challenged. Everything is up in the air. But as of now, people got their grants back. Fortunately, some people said they'd already spent the grants. But here's the things the grants were used for. The grants were used for something like digitizing the services, providing library services, outreach, books for children. What else they do? And we all know that the libraries are a place for people to go. A lot of homeless people go to libraries because that's a place they can get off the street and they can just read and they can just, sometimes even wash up or things like that. So libraries are actually key for homeless people. So some libraries use some of their resources to provide services for the homeless people and give them some sort of dignity. Libraries are great, and the museums as well, culture. But we know the Trump administration, the way they're trying to dismantle the Department of Education, removing their endowments in the arts, taking over the Kennedy Center. It's no, you're not surprised that that's something they did. But fortunately for us, thankfully for the courts, I always tell people, I'm JJ Legal. If you don't know me, it's your first time seeing me. You should follow along so you don't lose me again. Hit the notification bell, and you should sign up for my newsletter. You can do that in exchange for your newsletter. I got one for you, a Trump Survival Guide, which includes Know Your Rights scripts, over 14 scripts that you can use if you see someone being unlawfully detained or being brutalized. You may save their life or memorialize the what's going on with them for the future Nuremberg trials, for the future investigation, future oversight, future civil rights cases, future criminal contempt, future state cases. I include some where you can get access to the dockets, so you can be a docket queen like me, where you can look and access the cases, see the executive orders, read them yourself, find out what they're talking about, and just give some guidance. So if you go to jjlegal.com, you can get that, or jjlegal.com/support. You can find other ways that you can support me here, because this is user-generated supported content. Yeah. So yeah, so that's some great news that you should know. Share the news for others. And thank God to states attorney generals, because I was going to read off the blue states, but let me tell you just anyway, by the way, so you know, if you live in a state that has those Democrat state attorney generals, you know that you're more protected than others. Hold on one second, let me tell you. Here it is: Rhode Island, New York, Hawaii, Arizona, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Maine, Illinois, Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, Nevada, New Jersey, Vermont, New Mexico, and Wisconsin. If I did not call your name, know that you have an opportunity to help, get involved, politically active, and form a coalition, and take note of when the state's attorney general's elections get placed, and look at the priorities of those in place and see you can elect them. And this, when people say local elections matter, this is what they mean when they say local elections matter. Because take note that even though I mentioned some red states, well, they're not really red states, but states that went for Donald Trump last time. So Arizona, I think New Mexico, I think, I'm not quite sure, maybe Wisconsin, I don't know. So some states that went for Republicans actually have Democrat attorney generals. So you have an opportunity the upcoming elections for the next few years. When you see states attorney generals, pay attention, because only the 21 Democrat ones were fighting to get people to fight for those interagencies. Oh, and their fight was not just for the interagency. That reinstatement of grants and the challenge was also for the Minority Business Development Agency. It was also for the interagency on homelessness. It was also for, other agencies that Donald Trump says are useless. Like they don't matter, because he's just leading by a culture war. He's doing nothing. He's doing nothing. He's cognitively dying. He's in dementia-ridden cognitive decline, holding on by a string. Grandpa is just being puppeteered by a loose conglomeration of people who have conflicting goals and interests, and they're not even all unified. And we see them; they're infighting like crazy. And the country, he's doing nothing, just dismantling. And he put all these sycophants in place to dismantle the agency. The guy said he wants to restore America. He went into office to just destroy it. And they just follow orders. They don't have any brain. Like Linda McMahon, she just went into office and he told her to dismantle Department of Agency and fire people, and that's what she did. She has no independent care because she wasn't even qualified for her position. So he put in people who have no qualifications, no interest, no passion for anything. This guy has no interest or background in library or culture. So of course it's nothing to him to dismantle it, because he doesn't value any of it. He has no experience in any. Linda McMahon has no experience in education. So that's why he said dismantle it. Okay. All the people he works in his cabinet are just sycophants and are just useless, absolutely useless. All they did was destroy the agencies they put in place. I talked about Lee Zedlin. He's a lobbyist or consultant for the energy and the coal and for the polluters. And so he's in charge of environmental protection. He has no interest in protecting the environment. He has interest in removing regulations for his clients. And so when he leaves the government, he's going right back to do his consulting. He just came in temporarily to help out his clients be relieved of regulations. He's not interested in the people. Clean air and energy, no. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau is something Donald Trump got rid of. Why? Because he's not interested in protecting financial people. DOGE, which is Elon Musk, Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, saves money, doesn't lose money, saves America's money. He got rid of that, and he has a small fraction of the budget is Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, but he hollowed that out because they were coming after him, and even though it benefits people. So nothing Donald Trump has done, it helps anybody, because he removed before Biden had the thing to require airlines to return to give us money if they cancel it. Donald Trump got rid of that. So, and then Katie Miller dumbass is trying to get rid of all the nurses. Like, who the hell was going to help the boomers? The majority of boomers are nursing homes and they need nursing aides are white. So why are you attacking immigrants, you dumb? Anyway, I digress. JJ Legal, each one teach one. Head to my website, get that guide, share this video, follow my account, let other people know the news. And the Kennedy Center, he's a mess. It's just a matter of time. We're going to get rid of them. We're going to be on the other side of this. We're going to punish them. There's going to be accountability, and we're going to restore our government. We're going to lock it down. Join my private community, because I have a plan, a 5-step plan for restoring our country, but I'm not putting that on public. So join my local communities I have them in Patreon, YouTube, on Substack, and TikTok is where I put the videos on there to give you some insight. So if you're not on there, JJ Legal, each one teach one. If you watch this on YouTube, I'm going to put a playlist here so you can continue learning from me.